As all the talk was about Rangers and their left backs on January the 9th, it all changed to the right back position as the Saudi clubs circle like sharks around James Tavernier. And apparently, every single Saudi club wants Tavernier, baby. It was linked during the summer, but now in January, I think Rangers would be absolutely ridiculous to accept any form of bid from Saudi Arabia. And I think accepting it, you'd pretty much be kissing goodbye to any title fight. Because if we're being honest, right, people can say what they want about Tav, but he scores a lot of goals. Like, more often than not, the guy will finish top goal scorer for Rangers, right? And it's not just the fact he's captain. To me, I think, I know that you could say, oh, a captain leads by example, but for me, you could easily give the captain's armband to like a Butland or whoever you want to, right? It's going to be Tav's goals and assists that matter more when he leaves or retires than him wearing the captain. Obviously, some players, right, they don't provide the statistics, the numbers with goals and assists. It's more what they do with that armband rather than the numbers. But for me, Tav's the polar opposite of that. And for me, it will be an absolute disaster if Rangers actually decide to accept any sort of bid. Now, obviously, right, the guy's 32. He will be coming 33 at the end of this year. He can't go on forever, but he's not done. By no means is he done. I guess you could say he's losing a wee bit of that pace, the engine, so to speak. You know, he's got some miles on the tank. He can't exactly do what he used to. He can't bomb up and down constantly, even though he gives it a good try. But to read the article here, Team Talk started this. It says Rangers star James Tavernier emerged as a key target for a number of Saudi Pro League clubs in this month's transfer window. Saudi teams have acquired some big names from European football over the 12 months and are keen to lure the right back to the Gulf state. The Scotland International. The Scotland International. Fuck off, come on. Are we supposed to take this website serious when they're labelling Tav as the Scotland International? One, he's English, and two, he's never had an international game in his puff. Team Talk. Sounds like a load of fucking mince to me. But yeah, of course, he made his move back from Wigan in 2015. Now, he did used to play for Newcastle, but he's made 430 appearances for Rangers. He's 117 goals, 123 assists. I mean, it's simply incredible. You know, that is 240 goal contributions and 430 appearances. Fair right back. Don't come up, it's the Scottish League. No. I tell you what, right? It's the fucking Saudi Arabian League. He'll double his numbers. But they've got Benzema. They've got Kante. They've got Ronaldo. Yeah. No, it's a pish league, right? It's an utter pish league. I mean, yeah, you can field your team with superstars, right? Like with 4 superstars. But see when the other 7 players couldn't kick a ball. I mean, honestly, like, how good's that? I mean, there's like 3 people that turn up to their games. I mean, Livingston would probably fit right in, but at the end of the day, even if Saudi Arabia bid at 20 million for Tav, I'd be rejecting it. There you go. There's the cliffhanger. There's the news. 20 million, no. No. It's simply not. Simply not. You know, we can talk about the old farming teams in Scotland being selling clubs, but see, at the end of the day, right, there's just some players you can't sell, and Tav's one of them. I get it, right? You know, anything above 20, I think, well, I mean, I'm saying anything above 20. It's not me that's in charge of the finances at Rangers, right? Which some people might have a chuckle about, but end of the day, I wouldn't be accepting it. But for a fact, what would Rangers accept for Tav? Honestly, 15, maybe above 10. You know, you look at these clubs like Hearts, Shankland's so important to them, but you know they're not going to turn down an insane amount of money, right? You look at Celtic. For me, there's 3 players that stick out. Well, maybe 4. We'll throw 4 players in. You know, Furuhashi, O'Reilly, McGregor, Carter Vickers. O'Reilly simply based off this season, right? But they're like 4 players where you feel like any sort of bid come in, and it's like they don't want to get rid of them. Yeah, O'Reilly, I think, you know, I'm not saying goal scoring midfielders grow on trees, but it would be easier to bring one of them in than like a Cal McGregor. You know, Celtic are lucky in the sense when Brian retired, they got McGregor in. Furuhashi, you're not going to get many strikers like that in Scotland. Cameron Carter Vickers, you're not going to get many better defenders, you know, be able to sign them. Celtic have struggled, you know, in recent windows trying to bring centre-backs in. And for the old, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be accepting 20 million for Tav. I know it sounds ridiculous. He's 42, yada yada yada, but his numbers don't lie. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't accept it. But I'm not Rangers, right? Rangers will do their own thing, and if a bid comes in, they'll probably end up accepting it. That's just, I mean, obviously it'll have to be a half decent bid. I'm not denying that, of course. But at the end of the day, let's move on, because St Johnstone have signed Israeli defender Kelt Jeans, which looks like a wee intriguing deal there. He is an Israeli international. He has won 6 caps, so he's not exactly new to the business. He's a decent player, but to be fair, his last cap was 7 years ago. He was released by Hapoel Tel Aviv last summer. He can play as a defensive midfielder, so they've signed him for free. He played 23 games last season, so Craig Levein, he'll be incorporating him into his 4-6-0 sort of formation in that regard. So good for him. We've already kind of talked about what do you call him? Big Callum Davidson's done today. Obviously, he's went and signed for Queen's Park, so quite good. But if you want to check our video on that, make sure you check out that one earlier on today. And we have talked about a wee decent bit earlier. But Celtic, though, have, of course, wanted Nicholas Kuhn. He's been linked with a move to Celtic, but Rapid Vienna have not ruled out selling him. So therefore, Celtic, put your ears up. What's it all about? You can go and get him. Meanwhile, Dundee United have signed St Mirren New Zealand striker on loan. Could be a decent wee signing for them. And then finally, Aberdeen defender James McGarry hopes to force his way back into international contention with New Zealand and is targeting a 4-team tournament in March. 4-team tournament in March. What the day in New Zealand? Who knows? But anyway, guys, SPFL transfer roundup 9th of January. You love it.